Good afternoon. Let's give everybody a minute to pop on here. Hello, Carolyn. How are you? Hello, Linda. How are you doing? Everybody's doing okay. Nice and sunny here in Calgary, although it is cold, but at least the sunshine is out. Hello, Victoria. How are you doing? What is new with everybody? I can't believe it's Thursday already. I don't know where the week went. We do have very pretty white snow, and it's so sparkly in the sunshine. It is very beautiful. Very Christmassy feeling here. There's lots of snow, and I think there's more coming. I actually don't mind the snow before January. It makes it very Christmassy. And as long as it's not too cold, then the kids can still go out and play and they enjoy it. Sound is choppy. Let me see. I'm what Wi-Fi I'm on. Is anybody else finding that the sound is a little bit off? Hello, Lorraine. It. Sound is good for you? Okay, so maybe just for a second. Okay, so let me know if it doesn't clear up. Looks like I'm on the right Wi-Fi. Sometimes going out of Facebook and then coming back. Oh, good, Diane. Okay. Hello, Julie. Hello, Irene. So who has been waiting for their November kit from Scrap Shotz? Because I have it all ready here to show you, and it's so pretty. First, I thought, you know what, let's go through all the new stuff. I'll show you some of this stuff here. We'll go through the new kit, the add-ons. I believe the kit for sure is up in the shop now. And if you aren't a kit subscriber and you're wondering about it, then you can go to the Scrap Shotz website and check out the information about the kit. It's in one of the drop-down menus. The stamps, I know, Lorraine, I'm so excited for these stamps. So excited for these. I haven't even tried them yet. Sandy dropped them on my doorstep this morning, and so I just pulled everything out. I thought we'd do a few swatches of this beautiful new color. We'll have a look at the stamps. So we may as well get to that and look through, and then we'll do some swatches at the end after we've looked at all these really fun things. So this is the new Distress Oxide. It's the Lumberjack Plaid. You're filling up your cart. So awesome. And some of the stuff today, I think, is probably not even in the shop yet. It just came in. I'm not sure what's in and what's not. So if you see it here, you don't see it in the shop, you're welcome to comment on it, and Sandy will hold that for you. You can't wait until you get your new Tim Holtz color. Yes. What did you order, Irene? So we've got the Distress ink pad, and this is one thing that I've ordered. I'm loving blending with the inks. I also love the oxides, and I love stamping with them. So all of it, no kidding, it's really nice. This one is the oxide pad. And then of course we have the re-inkers that come with those, or that you can order with them. And so the ink and the oxide. The Distress ink refills are also really nice for watercoloring as well. We have the embossing glaze, which is the embossing powder. So that is new. We're going to swatch that. Then the spray stain. I've really been loving the bright colors of the spray stains. You like this one the best, Irene? I really like it. I think too because Christmas and, you know, Valentine's after that, kind of you will be able to use these reds, and you can use red all year round. You have to buy it all. I know, I didn't order the oxide spray, but I'm just wondering if I should, because that is so nice as well, and you get all those really great effects when you add the water. And then, of course, there's the Distress paint. And if you didn't see Tim Holtz's live, he did one last Saturday, I think, and he went through all kinds of makes with it. He went through, you know, ways to use it, and it's really worth watching and gives you a lot of ideas. There's also lots of videos if you search for Lumberjack Plaid. And there's color combinations, just really, really awesome things. So these stamps have just come in. These are the Stampers Anonymous. I don't think they're in the shop. So if there's anything that you see and you want to hold, then certainly feel free to comment. And they will be in the shop very soon. So a look at what these are, and they're all so awesome. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here, so we can try to get the whole. Hello, Marianne. How are you? Yeah, Valentine's Day. And I only thought of that because I think you'll see some Valentine's stuff coming in, and that's only because stuff takes so long to get shipped. And so I think that they try to really be proactive in shipping. And Valentine's Day, for some reason, always sneaks up on me. So Christmas is always so busy. And then January, you're kind of like, okay. And then all of a sudden it's Valentine's and you realize I don't have anything done for it. So I try to do that in January. Ink to that search, or you'll have lots of awesome new shirts. I think you're replying to something I said, which I've forgotten already. I don't know. My mind, Victoria. If I'm missing something, just let me know. This one here is called Holiday Sketchbook. And it is really cute. So you've got all the hand-drawn images, like these sketched. The Lumberjack Plaid, yes. Okay. Yes, and plaid is very, on that note, very popular. Those plaid flannel shirts. My daughter, who's 15, wears them all the time. So yes, that's true. Or who knows, you'll get some lumberjacks, and maybe that's what you're looking for too, as well. So here we have all the sentiments. 'Tis the season. You can mix and match these. They are separate from the images. Let it snow. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Merry and bright. These are all really cute. And I think on Tim's live for Stampers Anonymous, I think someone did one of these in like a snow globe, or that could have been on the Lumberjack Plaid one as well. But it was on one of them. But they would be really cute in a little snow globe, any of them. This one here is Festive Collage. It is very beautiful, and I think lovely for any of those, you know, distressed tags, any kind of collage look. So really pretty. And of course you can add different colors to them. You can stamp. There's all kinds of things you can do. Hello, Jennifer. So this one here is Festive Collage. And then we have these bottle brush trees, and I think there's going to be so many awesome ways to use these. So there's lots of different sizes and shapes. Yeah, you need that one, Lorraine. I think this is going to be a really great one to add as accents to your cards and scrapbook pages. Hello, Cynthia. How are you? And I like that there's like really small ones, there's big ones. So this is going to be a really good one. You're on the fence about these? Yeah. Well, just think about it. Sometimes if I'm not sure, then I'll just kind of think and decide. If I come back to it a few days later and think, oh, I really, really want that, then I'll know that I should get it. Department store, this is really cute. I like the bells and love these tickets. And I think too, coming back to the trees, I mean, for me, like I would think I wouldn't mind splitting this with a friend kind of thing. There's enough trees there that I think if you're kind of on the fence and you and your friend wanted to split it, then that might be a good option too, because there's lots that you could divide up and then still have the trees, right? So that could be an option. Music notes, these are all really great for backgrounds as well. Plus these, the wreath and the bells would be really nice as a focal image, and they're so detailed. Hello, Carol. Hello, Joanne. Yeah, I mean, there's, share the love, right? I like that you get this little 25. This is really cute. This one is one that I absolutely had to have. So this one is Darling Christmas. And I love that there's so many different images in here. So you've got your trees and your shine. Hello, Penny. Then we've got lots of different sentiments. These are pine cones. You've got the tree. We'll stamp a couple of these out with that new Lumberjack Plaid ink. The stars. So if anybody sees anything that's not in the shop, feel free to comment, to ask Sandy to hold that for you, and they will be in the shop soon. Then we also have these new Ideology Tim Holtz products that just came in. So this one here is the sticker book. The garland, yes, Cynthia, me too. I know, I was sold just because of all the different images that I think you can mix and match, but the garland's really, really pretty. So this sticker book, 314 stickers. I have an older pack of the Christmas sentiments that's just the sentiments, and I use it. I've used it a lot. So I love that you get all of these different sentiments. They're great for adding either to cards, or say if you stamped, one of those focal images, the bells or the wreath, and then you had, and hear the Christmas joy bells ring, and then had those beside the bell or on the bottom of your card. That kind of completes your card. Plus you can add them below photos if you're scrapbooking. Hello, Maureen. And we've got these round stickers, which are very pretty. I even think that these, they've got like a little pinked edge on them. And I think these would look cute in like a little snow globe, or if you have the older Tim Holtz snow globe die, I bet those would fit in them. These are almost like a little washi sticker. You've got the vintage Santa. So it's nice that you have all of the sentiments, but you also have some images as well. And all those sentiments are different. So that's going to last you for a long time. Then we have the ephemera pack, the Christmas ephemera. And this gives you a look at, you can probably, let's see if we can just have a little look because sometimes it's nice. We won't take too long to look at it, but I'll just put like, there's a ton in here. You can kind of see there's frames and there's images and sentiments. I love these little, they look like little, those little reading cards. I forget what you call those. You've got poinsettias and they're very detailed. I also like that they're cut out exactly around the edge. You don't have any white border, which is kind of nice if you're collaging them on. You've got the deer, lots of different florals, wreaths. Aren't those cute? I'm selling myself on the ephemera. I think I might have to get this. Oh, look at the little stocking. And I love the vintage look of things that he adds to them. Plus the stamps and stuff and little labels you can use throughout the year. Those don't have to be just Christmas. It is a really nice package. They're nice, a nice size as well. I think that you could use those with lots of things, cards, scrapbooking. If you're making tags and you want to do kind of a collage on tags, those would be pretty. That's really nice, a little border. So it's quite full. Very, very cute. I will put that over here and put that back together after. And then we have the rub-ons, the remnant rubs. December Daily would be perfect to add them to, Lorraine. You have too much Christmas, so Irene's saying no, no more Christmas. Well, we've got other things that aren't Christmas coming up for you. These are very beautiful. And the rub-ons just have such a great look. So it looks like a stamp when you rub it on, but it will kind of resist because of the background. Really pretty. And there's 2 sheets of that. I'm just going to take a peek to see. I think they're probably both the same. Otherwise, they would tell us that there's 2 different sheets. But we should probably just check. Yep, there's 2 different sheets, so you've got lots of ones to use, and you don't have to be scared to use them up. 2 sets of the evergreen and holly kits already. You are going to be very crafty for Christmas, Irene. That is a beautiful set, though. Okay, here, now I had ordered this, but I wanted to show you. They're still in the shop, and there's another style in the shop as well. This is the Elizabeth Craft Designs Sidekick dies. So the Sidekick planner is in the shop as well. And there's this and another one, and I think there's a few more different things coming. Hello, Marilyn. But they have a lot of dies packed into this one planner. So these are going to fit in any of your A5 planners, or you can pick up one of the planners that are in the shop, which are great too for December dailies and any kind of planning activity. But I like that this one has this little pocket. It has sentiment and hearts, and it has these little, this kind of folds over like a library pocket, and these go on the little holes. But I'm going to do this someday for a live to kind of show you, but I did want to let you know that that's in the shop. Then we've got these beautiful pink fresh gems. These are called glitter drops. So this one is jade. It is really, really pretty. This one here is magenta. Gorgeous. This one, I love these 2 colors together. And this one is aqua. Then we have blush, glitter goodness for sure. There's a lot in there. Plus you get the little teensy tiny ones, and there's a mid-size, and then there's a larger one. And I usually just use my art glitter glue and apply them with that. This one is gold. They are beautiful. Blossom. And this is very pretty green called Leaf. This reminds me of that Merry Mint color that Tim Holtz had in the mica crayons and sprays. And I like this little zipper pocket. That's really cute. Then we have the Ink Drops paper. This is from Craft Consortium. And so you get the 6x6 or the 12x12, and they're double-sided. And so this is, a monochrome, kind of blacks and grays, and it looks like there's golds as well as rose gold in it. So these are really great for die cutting, for backgrounds. Beautiful. Stamping on. Oh, that's really nice there, hey? The red ones. You got the red gems for Christmas, Irene? Yeah, oh, look at that. These ones here too are nice for stamping silhouette stamps on, I find. It's a really nice background. And then of course you have 30 double-sided in the larger format. So that's the Ink Drops monochrome. And then we have the Simple Stories, and this is the Simple Life. And I think these need to be updated. This might show that it's out of stock, but this just came in, so it will be updated. And we've got washi tape, so it's got the butterflies, the flowers. I'm going to take a drink here. And this pretty one that has the sentiment on it: home, family, loved, blessed together, the plaid. I think too, this will really be nice to add different colors too. So if you have photos that have different colors, this is more of a neutral palette. But as well, Simple Stories, a lot of the collections you can mix and match. But I think you could mix and match this with a lot of other things. It's beautiful. So you get the sticker sheet that's 12x12 on the back. Really love all these images. The butterflies and the hearts and the home. And I like all the sentiments that they always have on those sheets. And you get, let's see here, 12 sheets of double-sided paper. And some of those are the cut-apart ones. So you have the cut-apart journaling cards, as well as like 3x4s and 4x6s if you want to use those on your scrapbook pages or in pocket pages. And then we've got the chipboard stickers. And here's all the images. I love this image. And the clock, and I like the big sentiments that you can use as titles. Then this one is foam stickers. On these you get 2 sides, so 2 full sheets, and these are really great to add for titles. And I love that they have the smaller little images, almost like a little puppy sticker kind of foam sticker. So those will all coordinate with images on the paper. Then there's the chipboard frames, and they are very, very pretty. Here's a look at all of those. And then we have the sticker book. So there's 12 sheets of stickers, and you can see that you get sentiments and words and lots of images. These are great just to use as stickers, or you can also remove the stickiness on the back. There's borders. Here's a look at all of them. And then you can pop them up on your pages and cards. Really nice. These ones are great to add and then use like some glossy accents or crystal glaze. And they look like kind of like a brad, or you can use the decorative brad set. And they are very beautiful. These are adhesive, so they don't have that brad backing that you have to stick into your page. These are just going to be adhesive, and they've got those really great images on them and the silver metal around the edge. Plus you get different chipboard elements in those. And then we have the enamel dots that are going to match in the different sizes. So that's the Simple Life. And then I'm going to show you this one, and then we'll look at the kit. So this is the 49 and Market Vintage Artistry Countryside. It is gorgeous. So if anybody's kind of been following along with the 49 and Market, they have come out with some amazing, amazing products. And I know there's lots of different collections in the shop and lots of different colors. They're so pretty. So this one is the Countryside, but the products themselves, it'll give you kind of an idea of what's in the other ones that are already in the shop as well. So this one here is the 12 by 12 collection pack. You've got 8 double-sided papers, so one of each, and a fussy cut sheet of elements. And that looks like it's inside on the front cover. It's saying it's exclusive to this collection pack. We're just going to take a little peek at it because I think we need to know. We need to see it. Okay, that's very pretty. So you can, oh, and you can, I don't want to pull it all out because it's hard to get back in there, but if you can kind of see right at the top, there's a whole bunch of floral images, plus you can cut out this, those are great to layer. That's really great. And there's some tickets in there. Very nice. So that's the 12 by 12 collection pack. So all of these are kind of that color scheme with the reds. I'm betting that Lumberjack Plaid, you could kind of match that up to that. Then we have 2 different rub-on transfer sheets. And I had used the transfer sheets, a smaller pack in an album that we did a couple months ago. And they are so nice to use. You can use parts of them, you can cut off parts, you can layer stuff. So they are very, very nice. And they look beautiful. Like it looks like you painted or stamped those images on. So this one here is called, let me see. This one is Color Wash. And I love that they have these elements that are layered. So the splatters and the lace, and it's almost like a chicken wire in the different colors. And then this one is the rub-on, it's called the rub-on transfer sheet. And this one is Color Wash Rub-On. So rub-on transfer sheet with the images. And then they give you the little application tool in there to rub things on. And you get all these pretty images that are going to match your paper. Then this is the fabric tape, and it's repositionable, it says. So if you put it on and decide you want to move things around a little bit, you can do that. And it looks like you even get this little, I have not used this before, so I am not sure. Lorraine, do you know what this is? It looks like something that maybe fits, that you take this little perforated spot off, you fit it on here. Maybe it's a cutter. Oh, it is. It has, I think it has a little, yeah, it has a little blade on there. So you stick it on. That's really cute. And then you can just pull your fabric tape out, trim it off with a little cutter. That is so cool. So there's 4 different washi tapes, and they are really nice fabric feel, and they're adhesive. So this one here it's quite large, and it has the flowers on it. Hello, Katie. Then we've got the one with the chicken wire. That's probably about an inch wide. Yeah, that's about an inch. So it's fairly large. Then you've got the green, and it has a really great texture, and the little bees. So that's very nice. I like that they put that little cutter in there. You have the little box to store them in. Then this is the washi tape, and it's the postage stamp washi tape. And so you've got a whole bunch of really cute images. If we can open this up easily, we will. Otherwise, we'll just kind of peek. I think we'll just peek at it. You can see the floral image. There's, shake it around, it might move. There's another flower. So I think you have a whole bunch of different stamps in floral images. Oh, maybe the bee too. This kind of shows you some of them. Very pretty. Then we have the Countryside Tag Kit. So you get the little tags that have the little metal reinforcers in there, and they have the twine on. Oh, that's pretty. You could cut that out and use that. So you've got a whole bunch of tags in there, 18 tags with strings. That's a lot. And I love that it has the printed elements, but you could still layer on various rub-ons or the paper elements. Then you've got the Countryside Chipboard word set, and that shows you all the words that are in there. That's a lot of words. So you've got the words that are cut out, kind of in that bubble effect, and they're all chipboard. And then you've got the sentiments that are in just a rectangular format. So you can mix and match those. Very pretty. Then we've got the mix and match die cut ephemera bits. You got the words. Those are great. I think even, like I was saying with that Simple Stories kit, let me just grab that. And even the ink drops paper, you could mix those in, the colors. I love these ephemera bits. This just reminds me of like a junk journal type thing, where you've got all these really great pieces of things. So we're just going to take a peek in here because, can you tell I love the bits and pieces and the die cuts. Okay, so you've got flowers, words, tags. I love sticking these on, on top of my photos and adding little dates and things. It would totally work with Vicky's stuff. The colors, yeah. That's so beautiful. And I like that it has this kind of rough cut, almost torn look on it. This is a frame, and it'll punch out into various pieces. Those are gorgeous. You could simply frame those and put those on your wall, hey? Aren't those pretty? These would look lovely on those tags or used with the rub-ons as layers. This one looks like it folds up and you can have a little pocket. You've even got tags in here. The little bulbs and seeds. And I don't think this is a specific theme at all. You could use this at any time. I'm from Nova Scotia, and there's a place in the Annapolis Valley where you can kind of go up and look down, and when all the farmers' fields are growing, that literally looks like it. And all these tickets, so pretty. Well, those are so nice. So that's the ephemera bits. I'll put those to the side. Then there's the 6x8 collection pack. So this is 28 sheets, and there's 3 each of 9 double-sided. And you still get one of the fussy cut element sheets, so it's probably a little bit different than the 12x12. You live in Nova Scotia, Irene. Where do you live in Nova Scotia? Those are beautiful, and you can see on the back side what the images are. I grew up in the Annapolis Valley and then lived in Halifax and Bedford for a few years, Pictou County. And has it snowed there yet? You probably haven't got snow yet, hey? This one is the Countryside Laser Cut Elements, and this is the Cut Wildflowers. So the Cut Elements, it comes with 4 sheets, and they are just cut out and they'll pop right out. So I'm not going to take all the sheets out because I think they would all fall out. But you have all these images that are going to match with the collection, and that kind of shows you everything. No snow. Lived in Wolfville for a year. It's beautiful there. And this is 95 different florals, leaves, butterflies, and bees. Those are pretty. And bees are always very popular. And that gives you a look at one of the pages. The images are really a really great size. I like that you have a really big one, you have some small ones, so lots of layering potential. Okay, we are ready to look at this month's kit, and it is beautiful. Hello, Sandy. How are you? We're just getting the kit out. We just went through all of those new goodies in the shop. All right, so here's our kit for this month. It is so beautiful. I love this collection. And who's waiting for their kit? So in the kit, you're going to get 6 basil cardstock colors, and they are going to match so perfectly. So you can kind of see those are the colors that you're going to get. And then you're going to get 12 different papers. So we'll look through those. And when you're a Kit Club member, you get the option to buy the add-ons before anybody else at a discount. So that is really, really great. And there is, I believe, I've got the paper here, I'll show you, an extra Kit Club member paper add-on that you can get the other papers from the collection that aren't in your kit if you want. So look for that in the shop. So let's look at all these beautiful papers that are going to be in your kit. We've got, see if there's, I don't know if there's names on them or if, I think it's just numbers. So this one is number 2, and this one is a cut apart. We've got various sizes and all these beautiful images. These, of course, are great for adding onto your cards and your scrapbook pages, and there's lots of elements you can cut out. This is so cute. I love that there's florals and there's cozy feelings and pumpkin patch. So I think you're going to be able to use this a lot. Thanks a bunch. You could totally use on a thank you card. Hello, Diana. And then the back of this one is this beautiful, soft, almost like a periwinkle blue pattern. That's a tone on tone. Then we have number 2, and this one is really great floral with all those beautiful Paige Evans colors. You love them, but you can't afford both hers. Well, sometimes you have to decide which one you love more. So I know that you got lots of the Vicky stuff. And then you've got this beautiful kind of peachy orange. Now, I think some of Vicky's collection, I think you could totally mix and match this with too. Yes, it's a little bit different. Definitely not, specifically fall feeling, but it has those fall references. And I think you're going to be able to use this into spring and summer too. So this is beautiful. I know you're a huge Vicky fan. Vicky she rocks, hey? The print shop, there is a few of the print shop kits, I think, left if someone's looking for the print shop and to start becoming a Kit Club member. You can find that in the kit. What's new? What is it called? The kit page on the shop. Current kit. This is really pretty. I love the wood grain and I love the different colors. The rainbow colored wood grain. And I think too, a lot of times you'll find that, there's this collection in the shop too. So whether you're a Kit Club member and you want to stock up a little bit, or if you decide, I just really love this style, then you can pick that up. And these little tiny hearts are really, really cute. This is beautiful. These circles, almost like a watercolor ombre look. This is paper number 3, and then you have that beautiful blue pinstripe with blue and white. Then I've got these aren't really in specific order. Let me see. Number 19, we've got this really great striped plaid with all those different colors. The colors look so great together. And then a blue tone on tone with dots. I love the buttons. My grandmother had this button box that I always went through as a kid, and it was this tin, and I always looked through and sorted these buttons. I think I spent hours looking at all those buttons. This is number 22. I think I would totally cut out lots of these buttons. And then almost a quilted look. That's very pretty. This is number 17, a watercolor heart paper. This is gorgeous, and I love that there's various little stitching elements there. And then we have this pinky peachy color. That's very pretty. And it's a tone-on-tone floral print. I love these boards. They are so pretty. So this is number 12. And you've got all these different elements, and for some reason I can't remember what these are called. What are these called, guys? Honestly, I have too much stuff in my brain right now. And then you have that peachy color with the white and the stripes and the diamonds. And here we have lots of tags. Number 13, you've got tags and tickets and little journaling letter boards. Thank you. Those are so fun. You're right. So pretty. Lots of these little cut aparts could be used on tags. I really like this floral paper. So this is number 11, and I love the background that's dark. I think it's just, yeah, letterboards. And that is a pink color, and you've got diamonds in there. You still got that hand stitched kind of look. This is very pretty and kind of that hint of fall again. Number 7, gorgeous. And then a yellow with stitching. I love anything that has stitching on it. Then this is number 6. So that is a lot of paper, and I love the leaves. I love that she's got the pink and the blue in there. So beautiful. And then a green plaid tone on tone for the back of that one. So you have lots of more subtle patterns if you want, you know, some backgrounds to mix and match those really beautiful bright colors with. So that's your paper that comes in the kit and your cardstock. Then we have the 12 by 12 foam and cardstock letter stickers. So we've got kind of this I don't know if you'd call that a rose gold or more of like a brassy color. It's really pretty. A little less pink than a rose gold. That is really gorgeous. And lots of different sizes. So lots of things you can add as embellishments as well as titles, I think. And then I love all these little hearts that you can add. I think hearts are always so fun. Then we have the sticker sheet. So this is 8 pages of stickers. And let me just show you what's in here. I love, of course, the coffee, or the hot chocolate, I guess, because it has the marshmallows. You've got wreaths and leaves and birds and flowers. So pretty, hey, Linda? And Irene sent some emails to Sandy, so we'll get her to check on that. You've got different tabs and lots of great little images with, these are almost like a cardstock, so lots of sentiments, sentiment labels. Then this one here is, this is more of a like a vellum sticker, and I think the top one was more of a vellum sticker as well. So I think it's clear, like translucent. And those beautiful leaves. Then we have some of the cardstock stickers that are the borders. That's very beautiful. And here we have some more of those vellum type stickers. I love, oh, look at the little dog sitting in the truck. That's so cute. Another of those little letter boards, the bikes. And that's very beautiful as well. And then we have some labels. And we even have an alphabet. Really cute, which still has that foiled effect. So lots of the foiling throughout the sticker sheets that are going to match the foiling. And then we have the embellishments, which are the die cuts. And here's a look at the die cuts. So cute. And I love that she's got, you know, bikes and flowers and pies and houses. And then you still get more. You get 2 washi tapes. So I haven't looked at the add-on, but if Sandy's still online, she can probably let us know if you can add on the rest of the washies. I'm not sure. Sometimes you can do that. So that is the kit itself. And then we have add-ons. So if you're a Kit Club member, you're going to be able to, if there's extra products that aren't in the kit that you look at and feel like you'd really love to have, you can add them on and you get a discount. If you're not a Kit Club member, you just look for the regular priced item in the shop. And most times we have these items in the shop as well. It's kind of nice to be the Kit Club member and kind of get the first pick of them. So I'm going to go through and show you here. This is the 8 washi tapes that you can get. Aren't they beautiful? Love this big floral one. So pretty. Then we have the epoxy stickers. So the little kind of puffy epoxy stickers. So cute with the buttons. This one is the dimensional stickers. So they've actually got some foam on those. And I see glitter on them and even some vellum. So you've got a vellum layer and the butterfly and then foam to give those dimension. Then here we have the stamp set. This is really beautiful. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you, and this lovely these hand-drawn images that are beautiful for watercolors or coloring in. I think these would even be really nice paper pieced on those pretty patterns. This I thought was very cute, and I'm sure these will not last long. These are envelope stickers, stencils. Envelope stencils. So you can trace around the little envelope and make a little pocket envelope. So there's 3 different sizes. These are so cute. Plus you get all these different stencils. So you don't have to use this on the envelope. You can use this anywhere on your page, on your card. You can use it on your envelope if you want. These are great for using a pen and tracing, or you can use your ink and your little blending brush. But you've got buttons and stitching, and anything you stencil you can also cut out as an embellishment. And then you've got flowers and then the quote, to and from. So these I think are very brilliant. This matches with that sticker sheet or the sticker pack in the kit that had the little mini stickers with the alphabet, and these are the gathered foam and cardstock letter stickers, and it has that foiling on it. It's not quite gold. It's like I don't even know what to call that. So Irene's wondering, Sandy, if she can get a stencil set, please. So these are foam letters. You've got that dimension of the foam, and it's cardstock on top of them. Really pretty in the colors that are going to match. Then this one here, this is the cardstock stickers, and you've got 2 pages of them. So those elements in different sizes, but images that are going to match with the collection and with other stickers, but various sizes, and they're all in the same colors. Hello, Judy. Here we've got the dimensional stickers. So these are cardstock, and they're almost like that decoupage look. So you've got the florals, a wreath. I love these. A little daisy there. I think it's a daisy. I don't do well with what types of flowers are what, so it might be something else. This one is the 50 embellishment pack. So this is the floral pack. You're peeking in. Nice to see you. So this is a little bit different than what's in the kit, and you can kind of see all those different floral images. Beautiful. And florals, I think you can use at any time. This is the paper pack. We also have a 12 by 12 paper pack. I'm just going to give you a peek here. You also have that foil on some of the pages. This is single-sided and got those super pretty designs. There's some of that pretty foil, but it's scaled down to the 6 by 8 paper pack. So there's 36 pieces in here. The vellum, I've really been loving the vellum that the American Crafts designers have been coming out with. So this one is foil on printed acetate. It's foiled and printed, and then it's on a piece of acetate. So it's very thick. Lots you can do with this. Really love it. And then, of course, here's the add-on paper, which is different than you've gotten in the kit. So if you want to add these on, look for that in the shop. This is number 16, kind of the Polaroids and the flowers inside, which you could totally cut out. You could use these Polaroids on your pages, over your photos, and then cut the flowers out separately, or you could have the flowers in them. And I'll just kind of flip over and show you the back. You've got a whole sheet. So that was number 16, in case you see one of the papers that you love. You want to look for them specifically in the shop. This is number 23 with all these cut apart sentiments. Amazing. And then the back of that is in orange, the circles. Then we've got button flowers. How cute is that? That is number 18 with the black background. And then you've got a green leafy pattern on the back. Then we have number 15. And these birds are so pretty. I love the watercolor look of the images. That's number 15, and then you've got a yellow polka dot for your more neutral on the back. Here we've got those buttons again on circles. That's number 10. And then you've got this really great polka dot pattern. I think polka dots are always great. Okay, here we've got number 9. And it's a quilt pattern, and these papers or these patterns you would have seen throughout the collection, which is really fun. And then this really great, almost like a stitched background in the different colors. Here we have a floral with those daisies, we'll call it. Hello, Gail, how are you? And a green background. And then a green dotted for the back, and that one was number 8. Then number 5 is a neutral floral with some of the pink and peach and yellow in it. I love that. You could color these if you wanted to, fussy cut them out, or just leave it as the black and white. And then a really pretty pink tone on tone for the back. And here is 24. We've got those various patterns throughout the collection in a little mini squares, which are really fun to cut out and use separately if you want to do that. And then I love this, the triangles in the pink. And then we have this really great pattern here, kind of a chevron. And then that's pretty with those yellow flowers again. That one was number 21. Here we have 20. These pink and peach flowers are so pretty. I think you could use the Kitsch Flamingo and Saltwater Taffy Distress with this would look great. And then a really pretty pink checkered background. And I would have to say this is my favorite 14 Garden Shop leafy watercolor. We'll call it that. And then a really great striped pattern with the green on the back. So those are the extras, and I'm pretty sure that you can probably order those by the sheet. You can have a look for Garden Shop in the store. And then if you want to look for the kit, you can have a look in the website under Current Kit Club. And then, yes, there's a lot. I think my brain always combines, what would work with different distress inks. Okay, let's do a little bit of just checking out this color before I let you go. The Lumberjack Plaid, and I had ordered this one, Darling Christmas. So I'm going to pull that out. We'll just do a few little swatches before I let you go. Okay, so let's do the embossing glaze first. I just grabbed a few pieces of paper here. And if you have your stamp press, then you can turn it over so that the rubber side is up, so you can use the rubber stamp and it's a little bit thicker. And for our embossing glaze, let's do, I don't know, let's do the trees. So you can pull this backing off or you can leave it on. I'll probably pull mine off after. Okay, so we've got our stamp in here. And what I need to move this over. When you have like a little area in front of the camera, you have to be strategic. And I also need a piece of paper for my embossing powder. So I'm just going to grab that. So you want to use some embossing ink. I've just got some Versamark here. And red rubber gives you a really nice impression. Well, this is the first time I've used it. I have this little air hockey puck that I stole from my kids' air hockey table. And I think that's probably enough. You don't want to, smush it too hard, but we'll see how that looks. So you're barely going to be able to see the ink, but it's a sticky ink. And then we'll put on our powder. So the powder is a translucent powder. And that means if you've got something stamped under it, it's going to show through. You're still going to have lots of the color. And you can mix these powders. And I think I probably could have used the embossing bag just to make sure that other stray powder didn't stick, but it actually looks like it stamped really nicely. I really like these glazes for stamping sentiments as well. I think they do a really nice job. So I'm just tipping that back into my jar and putting on the cover because We all know what can happen if we don't have the cover on the embossing powder. So it does quite a good job of stamping fine sentiments, just because it is so nice and fine. And as soon as it looks like it's starting to turn color, then it's done. You don't need to over emboss. So isn't that beautiful? Like, it's so detailed. So that's your embossing glaze. And then let's go in and use our stamp with our, I like stamping with oxides. I think they stamp really nicely. And I like inks more for blending. So let's use this cute little Santa maybe. We can stamp with the ink as well, but I did bring a, in there, I brought a stencil up that we could do with the ink. So this is the oxide. It's such a beautiful color, hey? And the red rubber, I mean, I use a lot of clear stamps and I like them, but there really is nothing like red rubber. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's so nice. Isn't he cute? He's just so cute. You can kind of see they did a really good job of matching up the colors. All right, and let's see, what else do we want to do? Some sprays, and we'll do a stencil. So I have this Craft and Kimmy stencil. This is the Perfect Poinsettias layering stencil. Yes, Irene, I agree. It is definitely one that's going to be well used. Okay, so let's do the ink first because I'm going to show you the oxide on black. The ink is translucent. So if you tried to do inking on black paper, then just nothing would show up. Oh, it's really nice and bright. I'm barely rubbing it in the ink and I've got lots of ink on here. We actually used this at the Scrapaganza show for one of our make and takes, this stencil, but I think there's still a couple left in the shop. All right, so that's just a quick inking. Beautiful. You love this stencil? I think you did get it, didn't you? Let me just wipe this off. And then to get the full effect of it and to mix it with, I thought Rustic Wilderness might look really nice, especially for a Christmas combo. So if we want to match up, oops, put that down first. We want to match up our flowers, and then that will help us match up that second layer. And if you do get this stencil, I just mark the top of both of mine so that I know where the top corner, and then I don't have to turn it and figure out where things are. And there's, of course, lots of ways to use stencils. Okay, rustic wilderness, let's try that. And I did not bring a brush up, so I don't want to dip the red brush into, this is an oxide, I don't want to dip the red brush into my green, so I'm just going to use a blending foam, but you can even see the difference. If you use a brush, especially with little small detailed areas, you really get into those edges. Sometimes it's a little bit harder with the blending foam just because it just doesn't want to get right to the edges. And I like using blending foams for blending backgrounds. But I usually try to have a brush for each color, because when I'm doing stencils, I do prefer using the brushes. We'll just do this quickly and see how these look together. I think these are going to be really great Christmas colors. I sold you, Victoria. How do I clean the brushes? So this is the one that I used on the ink, and all I would do is take, this is just a dry cloth, and I would just wipe it until the color starts to come off, or until I'm not really getting any more color. And it's going to be stained, and that's fine. And if I needed to use that for something else, let me see. You can see that really nothing is coming off of it. So I could use this, I would use this now for all my red inks. I don't necessarily have a different brush for ink and for oxide. I know some people do like to have them separate just because the oxide's a little bit thicker. And there's that pretty poinsettia stencil. So I think that Lumberjack Plaid is going to be just so beautiful for Christmas. Okay, and then the oxide, we stamped with it, but I also wanted to try it on the stencil, and I've got this cable knit stencil. So this is a Spellbinders one. It's huge. You could do a full sheet of cardstock and then cut it up into backgrounds. I think it would look great. And I just wanted to try it on black to see how it would look. So we're just going to place it here. I wiped this off nicely so I can use this in my oxide now. But if you feel better having a specific brush set for inks and one for oxides, then you can do that. But I've actually done a whole rainbow blending with one brush, just wiping it off in between. And it was totally fine. I try to remember to wipe it off as soon as I'm done inking, because I don't want to forget and then start inking. Like if I had red on this and not realizing, then if I dipped it into pink or something, it would be a little more of a red tone. So if I give it a wipe before or as soon as I'm done, then I won't forget it and I know that it's ready to use. This is such a pretty stencil. So this gives you a look on black. You try to keep them separate, dye versus pigment. Yeah. Yes, so definitely if you're not keeping them separate, make sure you clean off the oxide really well. So isn't that pretty? And the oxide, because it does have that pigment in it, it's going to show up on black. Of course, it's going to be beautiful on white, but you get this really pretty soft effect on black. And then, of course, with the inks and the oxides, we can go ahead. So I'm going to just ink this up. This is oxide. Actually, I should have done this on watercolor. I'll do one on watercolor because I'm going to add some water and I just want to get the water droplet effect. So they're beautiful to use for stamping and for blending, but also you can go ahead and add water. So I'm going to do this one as an ink. So I will grab a different brush. And this is the ink. And then we'll add some of our water to it. Okay, that stencil. I know, stencils are so awesome. And see how even just leaving this dry for a minute, it just softens. This is the oxide. So I'm just adding, and it really starts to bring out the different ways that this reacts, the properties. So the ink, you've got more of that darker true color. And then the oxide, you've got this really great oxidized look. So we can dry those. If you dab them up now, you would remove some of the color. So if you wanted to remove color, you could dab it like that. Or if you want to dry it, then it's going to dry in that water droplet formation. I'm not going to dry it fully, but you can see lots of really fun ways to use those inks. And that's on watercolor paper. And this was our cardstock. So of course, cardstock doesn't take as much water as easily, but you can still totally get that droplet effect. And then just can set that aside to dry. And I have the spray stain. So if we take our little, there's a couple ways you can do sprays. And if you're nervous to do sprays, I'll show you a couple different ways. So this is a piece of watercolor paper. You don't really have to shake the spray stain, but if you're using the oxide, you want to shake it up because that oxide pigment all goes to the bottom. It's got a mixing ball in there and you just shake it until that looks like it's mixed. So you can spray it directly. Then I always, whichever one I'm using, any spray, I always wipe it off. You can leave it with that spray color. You can start adding water. You can dry some and then layer on more colors. I don't have any more colors right in front of me, but we could layer on a different color. So I really love that true color in the spray stain. And then you're going to get the oxidized color that does lots of neat things if you have the oxide spray. And then you could go in with different colors and layer those, similar to if we were to do it like this. I can move this out of the way and spray a little bit on your background. This is a really easy way to do spray stains or oxides. If you're kind of nervous about what to do, you can use it with just plain paper, or you can use it with watercolor. Watercolor paper is going to accept it the water a little bit more. Plus you could use the Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. That's nice and thick. So if you dip it in, you get just this really, really great effect. If you feel like spraying is a little too scary, or you don't have as much control, so if you start drying it, you can continue layering and you get these really great dots of color. There's water droplet effect. And then you can also add some water. This is kind of like if you just get your supplies out and start playing. And I think if you have a new color or new product, this is a great way to just get familiar with how it works and what you like. You might feel like spraying it, you didn't like it as much, but you like dipping it better. So then if we wanted to also come over and use our inks on top of that, you would make sure that those are dry. And then you could come in and blend some ink, or you could take an ink pad. You can also mix oxide. So I have this Kitsch Flamingo. You can add a little bit. If I had the spray here, I would just use the spray because I think you get a lot more pigment using the spray, and then you're not watering it down. But then you can start layering. Victoria. And then I start getting, so this was our sprayed piece. And then we just added some of that oxide in there. Browns look really great in there as well. But you can kind of, lots of fun things that you can do with it. So that is just a little fun with the new Lumberjack Plaid. And I had grabbed this, I didn't use it, but what I was thinking with this was that you have a black or a red background, and if you're trying to blend, this might be too red and it might not work. Sometimes starting with a color is helpful. But if I just even add a little bit to my center, so that's the oxide. Yeah, you can kind of see it. And then here's the ink. If we wanted a tone on tone effect and start with the colored cardstock, and then you still get those fun droplets without having to ink a whole piece of white paper. All right, so there we go. There's our fun Lumberjack Plaid. I am totally sold on it. I love the color. And yeah, lots of new things in the shop. If you didn't see, check out the replay. And if something isn't in the shop, feel free to tag Sandy or send her an email if you're looking for something that hasn't been loaded yet. Gold embossing powder. Oh, that would look so good, Victoria. Yeah, that would be really very pretty. I'm going to have to go try that now. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Check out the kit. If you're a Kit Club member, be looking for that to be shipped out soon. And I will see you next week. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye.